Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday I had like really bad stomach flu. I was not feeling good. And today I'm feeling so. I'm dressed for the occasion. This is about as good as you're gonna get today. Is it comfort is key? Comfort is key today. I'm feeling a lot better. Don't you worry. But today I wanted to talk about something that actually blew up on TikTok last month regarding the Gulfcoast Stapletons with Josh Stapleton and then also his wife, Brittany Stapleton. I wanted to talk about it because there's been some new developments within it. I'm not going to go into graphic detail. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of the charges because it is excruciatingly sensitive. It's really quite disturbing. That's not what we're doing on this channel because her husband is for sure in prison for the possession of child. So obviously really heinous, but like I say, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of exactly what it is. I wanted to talk about exactly what has been happening since, because like I say, there has been like prison calls and everything, and she is still continuing to be an influencer despite the fact that she is standing with her husband who has been put in prison for these heinous charges. I spoke about it last month, but to be honest, I thought it would kind of blow over by then, and I was a bit like, ooh, hopefully they'll just like disappear off of my FYP forever. They haven't. There is a trigger warning on this video. You have been warned. So what happened? Who are the Gulfcoast Stapletons, if you do not know? So basically they are a couple, married couple. We have Brittany and we have Josh Stapleton. And they basically travel around the Gulf Coast, eat out at really fancy restaurants, and they TikTok their way through it. And they also spend a lot of time on boats, living the good life, or what people were thinking. They had at that time 81,000 followers, which if you look at it now, they're like over 90k followers, so that's a little bit concerning. And people, would just follow along to seeing what they're doing, typical influencer thing. Well, it all came to a bit of a head last month when her husband, who had previously been arrested, but people did not know about this, 5 years prior, he had been arrested and he got sentenced last month. He's been sentenced in Barstow County to serve 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to 20 counts of sexual exploitation of minors. Joshua David Stapleton, 39, received a 20-year sentence with 5 years to be served in custody and the remaining 15 on probation, according to documents. The sentencing comes more than 4 years after authorities launched an investigation based on a tip submitted through the Internet Crimes Against Children program. Stapleton will also have to follow multiple ex-offender conditions upon his release. It says he was initially charged with 15 counts of possession of minor pornography and later indicted on 40 counts of sexual exploitation of minors. As part of a non-negotiated plea agreement, he pleaded guilty to 20 counts and the remaining 20 were dropped. I'd also just like to add as well, when we're talking about the age range, I have read some of the documents and most, if not all, were pre-pubescent. So yeah, basically he in total 5 years in prison, 15 years when he gets out, and then of course when he gets out he's gonna have that great big actual offender label put on him, as he bloody well should. And of course every case like this, it's all disgusting, like no matter the severity of it. It is what it is. It's obviously going to be deplorable. When I tell you when I was listening to people reading out what this material was, it's up there with probably one of the more graphic and disturbing things I've ever heard. So just to keep that in mind. Don't go looking for information if you are liable to being extremely distraught over such things. It's pretty horrible. So basically, yeah. So that's what happened, right? And one would have thought that because of course he's just got put away, that his wife is just going to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to like shush down and da-da-da. People started saying, like, rumours are obviously circulating of people going, well, poor Brittany, maybe she just didn't know. Oh, Brittany, that must be so tough, da-da-da. No. She knew. She not only knew of these charges, she reached out to him. They eventually got married. Like, she knew all of this and she still chose to go, nah, that's not true.
Absolutely, I knew. Josh and I were friends way before we ever started dating. So when the charges occurred, we were friends. You better believe I hit him up, because as soon as I saw it, I have a really good judge of character, and I knew something was up. We'd already been on several trips together beforehand. I'd spent pretty close time with this guy, and I was like, something's wrong here. Absolutely upfront with me about everything in the charges. There were no secrets.
She also had said that if anyone comes at them with like false information, she's gonna try and sue them.
What you're not allowed to do is post anything that is a false statement that is damaging to someone's reputation. And I've seen a lot of it, so I'm going to set the record straight. But if I continue to see it, naturally I'm going to have to take legal action, because it's absolutely illegal.
If your husband was being put away, or even a family member, even a friend, if anyone you knew, let alone your husband, was being put away for this kind of stuff, you wouldn't be there being like, hey, yeah, I knew and I still married him. No one admits to these things. But she stands 10 toes down in the fact that that is her man. She's gone on in recent prison conversations between her and her husband, right? In things that are just being released to the public. She's out here like claiming him. Literally being like, I don't care if you have that title for 75 years. I just want you out.
Like, I'm not going nowhere. We're still here.
That's my man. Stick beside him.
Yes. Wait, actually, can you do this and I'll screenshot it? Just kidding. He's like, you ain't getting us.
I don't give a shit if you're a sex offender for the next 75 years. I just want you out.
That is her man. She can have him, but that is her man. And she then goes on to say, I have no interest in being a mum. I don't want to be a mum. But all of our friends who have kids know about these charges, and don't mind us being around their kids, or something to that effect.
Do people with children, or friends with children, know about the charges? Absolutely. A, it's been all over the internet. If you didn't know, you just didn't know. But B, we have never in our lives been at someone's house around someone's children and not let them know ahead of time, because we don't want anything to ever look sketchy. So we've always been absolutely upfront with everyone. And guess what? A lot of these people have our backs because they have personally witnessed Josh around their children and know that there's no issue. Another one. Brittany doesn't want children because she knows that Josh is a child predator. If you know me, or if you've ever known me at any period of my life, you will know that since age 12, I have never wanted children. Not interested in having children, never have been.
What I will say, this was going around for a little while, right? So I read about it on the grapevine, and then I found the exact group that it came from. So Brittany was actually caught out being a member, and she might have been a member of several, but this is just one of them that went on and went, hey, why the hell is Brittany a part of our mum's Facebook page when she's not a mum? Not only not a mum, explicitly said even in this video she has no interest in being a mum. Yeah, she basically was like infiltrating mum groups, which makes no sense. An admin of the Birmingham based mum group that the Gulfcoast Stapletons Brittany has name dropped. I can assure you that her membership was revoked when it was discovered she was not a mother. We do not know her true intentions of infiltrating the group, but she was quickly removed well over a year before this news broke and has never been allowed access after, even though she tried. She tried to get back into that group. Why? Why are you trying to get back? You have no interest in... Gross. Thing is with these groups, right, is that in order to be a part of these groups, you've got to click on these little boxes of like, are you a mum, or like whatever the case may be. If it's like something about Twilight books, you've got to put, I have read the books. Any of these pages, you've got to click yes or no on these little tick boxes for the admins to then let you in and out the group. You get it. So she very clearly, even if she was invited into one of these groups, like this person is saying, someone added Brittany to a mum group, she absolutely answered yes when asked if she was a mum, a rule to be added. Why the hell are you a part of these groups? And when they then found out that you're not a mum, you then beg to get let back in. That sounds really weird. There was also a lot of rumour speculation that this was found, all of this material was found on his work laptop, and she's turning around and going, no, it wasn't on his work laptop. Do you know how like high profile those things are or whatever?
Josh could not possibly have that on his work laptop, because if you have ever worked for a corporation or any big company or anything along those lines, you know how secure those computers are. So that is a false statement.
And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, this makes it a little bit worse, the fact that this was not found on his work laptop. This was found on like his personal laptop. The only reason why I say that is because if it was a work computer that had been handed round and things had been shared in a work format, maybe you could have some sort of leverage and say that the person who had this laptop before me or something or anything. But no, she's gloating about the fact that it wasn't a work laptop, so it was a personal laptop. There is no better side of it, and I 110% believe that he is guilty and she is complicit, especially after this whole like bloody Facebook thing. She also says that, you know, their lifestyle is not funded by having this material and selling this material, because that's what a lot of people were saying. She also states that no family did not give hush money or family did not bail them out.
Think before you speak. Family money got Josh out of this, and that's why he's not having to serve much time. Look up the charges. Look up the amount of time that a person serves. That's false. What you're saying is a false statement. There is no family money getting us through anything.
What I will say about this, right, is that it was discovered, right, that someone in Brittany's family, possibly her own dad, right, is in prison for the unaliving. I hate saying that word. Don't come for me. I've got to, because YouTube was put in prison because he a 72-year-old man.
This man right here is Ricky Dwayne Morris, allegedly the father of Brittany Morris. Why am I showing you his mugshot? Because in September 2022, he was arrested on capital murder charges. I say allegedly this is her father because I could not confirm, but I can confirm they are related. Not too many details about what transpired that day, but it looks like there was an altercation between Morris and this 72-year-old man that later succumbed to his injuries in the hospital.
Now, if this is her dad, then obviously there goes that whole entire conversation that you can have about psychology, and how, you know, if your dad or a parental figure or someone in your life has tendency to be like that or to commit heinous crimes, okay, then who you look for in a partner may mirror that. That may be where you feel safe at. I don't know I don't know the exact terminology for that, but I have read things on that before. If anyone can actually name exactly what that is called, and you know what I'm talking about, that would try and explain the reasoning why she goes after men who do heinous things. She does end her little monologue by saying that, you know, we've got to be nice to people, and your mean comments, you know, you don't want your comment to be the reasoning why someone just themselves one day. And I'm just like, are you threatening us? Like, is this actually what is happening right now? How come you're the one who's playing the victim in all of this?
I am one of the most mentally tough people you'll ever meet. Been through hell. Been through a lot in my life. I'm pretty mentally tough. Not everyone is. So I'm glad you guys chose me for this and to give me hell. Like I didn't just go through the worst week of my life. Like I did not just lose my best friend. But I would say, think about that. Think really hard, because it would be really difficult to sleep at night if you were the cause for someone not to be on this earth. Say what you want to say. Send me my death threats and send me all these messages. You can't hurt my feelings. You can't cancel me because this was never a job. It was only for fun for us. We just enjoyed posting our memories and travels. Think really, really deeply before you post the things you do and you profit off someone else's life just to get your 10,000 extra followers and hundreds of thousands of views. Think about it. And most of all, maybe think about reaching out to that person to see if they are even legally allowed to speak on the case before you do so. Because otherwise, you're just allowed to say whatever you want, and they may not necessarily be able to respond.
Point is that she not only knew that it happened, reached out to him, married him, and is now defending him on such a public scale that it is absolutely hideous. It is disgusting. He's disgusting and she's disgusting, and she doesn't quite understand that he doesn't like her. She's not getting this, okay? He's not attracted to her. He needs to really get that through her skull, because at the minute she's making herself look absolutely awful. Because if you think for a second that she's just kind of gone, yeah, I'm just going to take some time off social media. No, she's showing us her meal prep.
Let's do some gluten-free meal prep for the week. I'm going to show you what I'll be eating for lunch and for dinner all week.
She's literally showing us her chopping up her meals for the week and her cleaning her kitchen. And to be honest with you, there's actually quite a lot of people who absolutely love it. And they're saying these things like, oh, you know, I get so much hate for defending you. It's like, you got to be side-eyeing those bloody people that are actually saying this is okay. And to really back up my point, a clip that I've literally just seen is her on the phone to him when he's in prison, and she's saying, oh yeah, haha, I've been scrubbing your emails, like all those subscriptions that you had, which I can only imagine is for some like porn sites or something. Like, she's just standing there being like, yeah, I know how much you like your emails being cleaned, like admitting this on a line that's recorded of all places.
Keep my emails clean. You know how CD I am about that.
Alright, listen, I done deleted all your bullshit. You got like some email from some, I don't even know. Don't you worry, I got you good.
Just unsubscribe, Dave.
Don't worry, I am. I hate you so much. I cleared all your search history every single time. I haven't deleted your text messages. I'll leave those. But if it's spam text messages, I've deleted it.
Oh.
I got you, baby. Like, before all this is over, I'm getting you a new phone case.
Like, you know, the probation shit. Like, is it possible to change up the length of probation and the type of, like, probation?
One of these other attorneys have this whole thing that I just read. One of the ones that lady sent me. And he has this whole thing about how he's able to get the sex offender charge removed. Like the sex offender registration removed. Yeah. There's a lot of stipulations with it, but...
I'm really struggling to find any ounce of sympathy for, like, what she is going through. It's almost as if, like, he's not even that bothered about her. And this could just be the fact that he's in prison and he's got to play it cool and whatever, because Lord only knows if people find out what he's in there for, he's done for. Having said that, people have already figured out who he is. And there's clips of him literally rolling his eyes when Brittany and him are talking on, like, she's on, like, video chat, whoever, whatever, and she's being like, yeah, like, I can't even walk to the store or this. And he's saying, like, yeah, a prison guard came up to me and said, aren't you TikTok famous? And he deserves it fully. He deserves everyone to know the reasoning why he's in there.
Everybody in their knows about this shit now.
Yeah, there ain't no safe place. So, you know what? You should have plenty of peace of mind to know that Brittany's not going to do anything. Can't even go to the grocery store. Huh?
I had another guard ask me about being the TikTok famous person in here.
What'd he say?
No, he's like, you one of those, like, State Farm agents, you're TikTok famous one in here? I'm like, hey.
Was he nice?
I mean, he's nice. He's a guard. I mean, they're only as nice as they can be.
Was he being a jerk about it or no?
No, I'm just like, why do you have to fucking say anything in front of everybody? Like, just chill.
Yeah,
I don't know if
keep
you
your mouth shut.
that and start shit or what.
Yeah, because I don't really feel like where you're at, people really care that much.
No. But it's like, he probably thinks they do or some shit. I'm like...
Just because you're pretty. It's gonna be tough being the prettiest person in prison, baby.
He's literally sounding like this little golden retriever puppy, and he's just like, yeah, like, she's literally just like, oh, I'm gonna try and find a way to drop the the SO title, and I'm gonna try and get you out of there and all this kind of stuff, but will then spin it around and say things like, I don't care if you have that title for another 75 years, I just want to get you out. And I'm like, please just have some self-respect.
Hey, do you think they know that I'm crazy?
I just can't wait to get out, and then we just live a life and everybody's jealous again.
I know, I think that's the problem.
She has zero self-respect for herself. Anyone with an ounce of self-respect would not be doing this for someone like that. There is no possible way, because that man has already torn down your image, and the minute he gets out, no one's going to want to live around you. He's out here saying, oh, well, you know, I just want to come out and we can make people jealous again. Jealous.
Welcome to talk about it all day. People keep saying we were living fake lives. There was nothing fake about it. It was our life. I mean, we're just living like we always do. Anyone who is around us or has been around us on a normal day knows that was just us. We are still happy. He and I have no issues. He has been fully transparent and honest with me. Therefore, I know everything. I have been to court. I know everything.
I'm pretty sure that is all I wanted to say on this topic. I think they're both disgusting people. I think he is obviously absolutely outright hideous, disgusting, needs to be locked away forever if it was up to me. And she needs to get some self-respect and snap back into reality, because this is sad. This is unbelievably sad and disgusting. Like, being shown on my FYP, that's the problem. Like, I keep on scrolling and then I keep on seeing her coming along and meal prepping, and I'm like, I don't need to see you meal prepping. I don't want that. There should be like a trigger warning whenever her videos pop up. I feel triggered that she is still standing beside this man and has the audacity to tell us that we're in the wrong for discussing this. It's gross. That is pretty much all I had to say to you guys today. Sorry if it was a little bit deeper than other videos that I do. Occasionally, like very, very, very occasionally nowadays, I do come out with something that, you know, it's a bit more of a harder video to talk about, but it is really important. It does relate to the internet culture, and it does relate to things that, you know, I would talk about anyway. I do feel like it's a really important one to talk about. Yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.